Hi, I'm Dan John. I just finished, I'm hoping, the final edits of Can You Go, my next book. I make a point in the book I want to make sure I make clear to everybody now, and of course when you read the book. You know, I see a little bit of well, it's a system as it moves up and down, the way we approach training. And there's this kind of Google up here, the sideways 8, where your goals and your assessments constantly are in a loop. You know, goals are tough, as I mentioned in a lot of my work. Generally for elite athletes, it's A to B. You throw 55 meters in the discus, you want to throw 60. Your A is 55, your B is 60. That's pretty clear what you have to do. Many people come and they'll say, well, I want to look like the girl on the cover of Shape magazine. Well, that's a Z goal. My job as a coach is to find out what an appropriate B, C, D goal is for you. And of course, as Steve-O pointed out a while ago, actually most people's goals are A, okay, see this person here? This isn't who I am. And that's fine. So I think goal setting is really important. Assessment is this part. If it is A to B, 2 is the assessment part. Where are you from 55 meters to 60? If we've got you up to 57 meters, well, obviously we're doing things right. So goals and assessments kind of start the whole system. Underneath it is tools. Now be careful. When I talk about tools, I'm not talking about kettlebells, prowlers, or barbells. I'm talking about certain things like caloric restriction, mobility work, strength training, the mental tools you need. In our gym, and the way I coach, tools are those kinds of things. When I say strength training, I didn't say kettlebells or barbells. Machines, those are just other things. If you need strength training, you need to train your strength. Supporting the tool system, of course, is coaching. And coaching is broken down into 3 basic parts. What you know, what you do, and then of course the third one is savoir-faire. And it's great to know everything. I've had a coach or two in my life who knew a lot, but couldn't really get it, explain it very well. Savoir-faire is the ability to react instantly so you can change quickly. Supporting coaching, of course, is what is the system. You know, I've had great coaches in my career. Every time I've had a good coach, they've had this overreaching theory that this is what we need to do. Well, Coach Mon at Utah State, you got to throw 4 days a week, you got to lift 3 days, and you do that for 8 years. That was his system. I have some rules about how to tell if a system is working. I'll give you one. It's called addition by subtraction. If you take something out of the system and it gets better, you know you're okay with the system. Here's the problem most of you have. Equipment. That's an ab wheel, kettlebell, prowler, dip, chin bar, bench. We tend to fall in love with equipment in this industry. And equipment that just supports the tools. It doesn't always matter. If you have a 92-year-old client and they're using a machine, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have an injured NFL athlete and they're using a machine, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There is no good and bad with equipment. And on the other side is what we call programming. Programming constantly has to be put through the lens of goals and assessment. Now I'm fine. I like 6-week peaking programs. I like 6 weeks, we're going to ratchet up the intensity, we're going to go after it. And that's great. But you better assess that program at the end of those 6 weeks. So what I'm trying to get across today is that all of this informs each other. Without assessment, you can't really, goal setting has almost no value. After 6 weeks, you don't have some way to assess how you're doing. You're just spinning your wheels. When we're talking about tools, coaching, and system, this is the equipment, the toolbox to work on this part here. And finally, and this is the point I can't stress enough, especially young people in the field, they get so addicted to equipment and 5 sets of 2 with 1 minute rest that they miss the 8-year approach and the constant and never-ending assessment. I'm Dan John. Thank you very much.